All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, very good evening. Hope I'm audible. Alright, hope you all are doing very well. So, we are here with yet another session, an introductory class, an MDC on percent. And you have to know, in fact, you must be knowing already that percent is the most crucial. If I can't say most, then at least one of the most crucial building blocks of quantitative aptitude. Without percentage, you cannot move an inch in the journey of cat. So whether it is data interpretation, a little bit of logical reasoning, also quantitative, uh, a lot of questions have inherent percentage uses in the questions. So it is extremely important that we knew everything about percentage that we should. Okay, so let us start. So guys, hi Rahul. So yeah, if you have done my class and if it was MDC only, so yes, it will be pretty much same, almost the same things. Okay, so guys, I always start the topic of percent by asking you all a question, and the question is pretty simple. I want to ask you. Everybody knows what half is. Half is 50%. Can we write this, or we can write this? So let me call them case A and case B. So you have to vote for case A or case B. So you know that right hand side of both the equations is same, but the left hand side is different. So both cannot be true. Only one of them can. So which one do you vote for? So you think A is right, B is right, or both are right? Actually, both cannot be right. Both could be wrong though. So what do you feel? A, Siddhant says A, and the rest everybody says B, 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 B. So 10 persons till now have said B. Now 12. Okay, Siddhant also has changed the answer. Okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. Hi Sonia, welcome to the session. Yes, this is getting recorded right now and immediately after the class. Not like immediately, but in a few hours it gets uploaded and you get a copy of that to refer to it whenever you wish to. Okay, Sarah says both wrong. That is interesting. Then Sarah, could you please throw some light on how 50% should be written? You mean 50% should not be mentioned as a fraction. 50% is just 50%. Is it so? Hi Jasmeet, yes, good evening. This is very much the intro class of percentage. This is the first thing that we are doing in percentage. We have not done it earlier. I mean, this is not a continued class. Okay, guys, so let us unfold the mystery. So, we know that X percent means X per 100. The name itself suggests percent per 100. We all agree with this? Can we write equal to sign in between? Yeah. So X percent is X by 100. If this is the case, then 50% should be written as 50 by 100, which is 1 by 2. So A looks cool and right. What about B? So for your understanding, let me first declare that B is wrong. B is technically wrong. So you might wonder why B is wrong, because since childhood till now, you have been multiplying anything by 100 in order to make it percent, and you have been getting right answer. Why is it suddenly wrong? So now let us go a little bit in the background of this. Okay, so you know this part. So anything has 100 in the denominator can be termed as percent. So x upon 100, x percent, 10 upon 100, 10%, root 2 upon 100, root 2%. As simple as that. Okay. So we have a fraction 3 by 4. We want to know how much percent is it. So this is a number given by the question. I'm not authorized to change this number. So I'm not changing the number. If I multiply it by 1, so I multiply it by 25 by 25, which is 1. So I get 75 by 100. Okay. Somebody got 17 marks out of 20. They want to convert it into percentage. So I multiply numerator and denominator by 5. So in all, I'm multiplying this by 1, and this becomes 85%. Alright. Somebody gets 21 out of 25. Sorry. Sorry. So I want to express it in percentage. So I will multiply numerator and denominator by the same number, and this becomes 84%. In all of these examples, I never multiplied any number by 100. For that matter, I never multiplied any number by anything except 1. बस वो 1 को किस फॉर्म में लिख रहा हूं वही सारा आर्ट है. So actually every fraction can be termed as a percentage. We can only change its look, we cannot change its value. But when you multiply a number by 100, you change its value. Okay, coming back to what I was doing. So this is the deal that we do. But imagine in a school book when we are very small, when we are very young, the percentage is introduced to us. Imagine in a textbook of class 7 or 6 or 8 maybe, when percentage is introduced, something written like uh, see the denominator and then decide what do you multiply with the numerator and the denominator to make it 100. Imagine an 11-year-old guy or a 12-year-old guy or a 10-year-old person, kid, to understand this much. It is difficult. It also has a big loophole. What if 5 by 7 or some denominator like this is there? So most of us do not know what to multiply it by 7 to make it 100. Okay, so for that matter, there was a standard developed. It was said, okay, we want 100 in the denominator, we will get it by doing only one thing. So we will multiply the numerator and the denominator both by 100. So this way, I am sure that I will get 100 in the denominator. I am also sure that I am multiplying the number only by 1, so I am not changing its value. And what happens is the denominator 100 becomes the percent and everything else comes into the number calculation. So 500 by 7% it is. You want to express it into fraction, decimal, whatever, you are free to do it. Now it is 500 by 7%. Okay. So the thing is, it was then decided, then whatever be the fraction, if you want to express it into 100, we are going to multiply it by 100 by 100. Can I write it 100 by 100 as 100%? So this way I will not change the number, the value of the number, and percentage may be expressed ho gaya. So this was the deal. Okay. So as a kid, what I did, what everybody did was we just considered 100. We never considered percentage anything. हमें लगा परसेंट तो बस एक यूनिट है, एक सिंबल है, फैंसी सिंबल जिसको बस ऐसे चिपका देना होता है. So we considered, we gave all the focus, all the importance to the number 100, but not to percent. और इस तरह से ये फॉर्मूला बिगड़ते बिगड़ते बन गया x by y into 100 equal to percent. So fundamentally, technically, politically, practically, in all purposes, this thing is wrong. But if you put a percent sign over here, this becomes correct. So guys, do not worry much. It is okay to multiply a number by 100, but remember that you cannot multiply by 100. You can multiply by 100%. Alright guys, now let's see. What do you have to say? Yes, absolutely correct, Siddhant, Manish. Okay, so the thing is, every number can be expressed as a percentage. You just have to multiply it by 100%. So for that matter, 2 is 200%. Okay, 2.5 is 250%. Okay, so when you say that my salary will become twice, you can also say that my salary will become 200% of its present value. Okay, this is one thing. Now, next thing that I want to do is establish relation between ratio and percent. Alright, so I'm going to write a ratio going to stick with it. So 4:5 is the ratio. Okay, so the ratio of A and B is 4:5. I'm going to make a small column, small table, I mean. So I will keep writing the pairs that satisfy the ratio of 4:5, different numbers. So starting with 4 and 5 themselves, I can also write 8 and 10. Okay, I can also write 20 and 25. I hope everybody is with me on this. All these pairs of numbers maintain the ratio 4:5. So like 100 here, then 125 here, 100 here in place of B, then 80 here. Do we all agree that all these pairs maintain the ratio 4:5 each time? Okay, so there is one thing. So we know that A is less than B. Let me write. So we know that A is dash 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 less than B, which is true. We also know that B is more than A, dash 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 more than A. Why dash dash? We know that A is less than B, B is more than A, but we do not know by how much is A less than B. Is A 2 years younger than B? Is A 10 liters less than B? Is A 20 kilos less than B? Is A 5 centimeter less than B? I have no idea. I need more information to fill in this blank. Agree? So ratio alone does not tell me the exact quantity, but it does tell me one thing. So let us see these pairs. So A is in the first pair, A is 1 less than B. Okay, 1 less than B. In the second pair, 2 less than B. In the third pair, 5 less than B. In the fourth pair, 25 less than B. In the fifth pair, 20 less than B. So in the first pair, A is 1 by 5 less than B. Can we say this the difference between A and B is 1/5 of B? 1 is 1/5 of B. In the second case, this difference of 2 is actually 1/5 of B. 10 के हिसाब से तो 150 हुआ. In the third case, 5 upon 25, 25 upon 125, and 20 upon 100. In each case, this fraction is becoming 1/5. So, am I confident enough to say A is 1 by 5 less than B? A is 1 by 5 less than B. Okay, guys? Not understood? Okay. So, let us see the differences. In the first case, the difference between A and B is 1 unit. What fraction of B is that one? 1/5. In the second case, the difference is 2 units. What fraction of B is 2 units? 2 by 10. In the third case, the difference is 5 units. What fraction of 25 is 5? 1/5. In the fourth case, the difference is 25 units. What fraction of B is 1/5? And in the fifth case, also the difference is 20. What fraction of B is it? Every time 1 by 5, 1 by 5, 1 by 5. So, can we say that whatever A and B are, I don't know, but as far as they maintain the ratio, A will always be 1 by 5 less than B. Okay, we say it like this. What we mean is A is 1 by 5th of B less than B. Okay, so 1 by 5 of B less than B. We can say that. Now let us quickly find out 1 by 5 is what percent? It is 20%. So we can also say A is 20% less than B. तो जब हम ऐसे लिखते हैं तो वो ब्रैकेट में ऑफ B लिखने का जरूरत खत्म हो जाता है. So we can then declare that A is 20% less than B. Okay. Similarly, every time this difference of 1 as a fraction of A is all the time 1 by 4. So B is 1 by 4 more than A. When A is the comparing factor, when A is the reference point, then 1 by 4 is the fraction. So 25%. Okay. So B is 25% more than A. This we can write for sure. So if it is a fraction, if it is a ratio, then we might not know what the actual values of the two things are, but we can surely write the percentage terms. Okay, Abhishek, okay, let's see again. So you pick any pair out of these five that we had written earlier, ये वाले देखिए इसमें से कोई भी पेयर आप पिक करिए. The difference, take the difference as a fraction of a को डिनोमिनेटर में रखोगे तो वो डिफरेंस कितना फ्रैक्शन बनेगा? ऑलवेज 1 by 4 और नॉट? तो जब हम a के रेफरेंस में बोलेंगे तो ऐसे ही बोलेंगे ना, b is 1 by 4 of a more than a, and 1 by 4 is 25%. So b is 25% more than a. I hope अभी बेटर है. Okay, so what in B is not clear? Apurv, tell me. Okay, so when you take 8 and 10, the difference is 2. So difference is what fraction of A? Difference is 1 by 4 of A. Abhi theek hai? So if you have to talk in terms of A, you will say B is 1 by 4 more than A. 1 by 4 of A more than A. Tell me now, Apurv. Okay, alright. We can write two more statements like this. Okay, so those are A is dash percent of B. Also B is dash percent of A. We can also fill these blanks only with the help of ratio. Okay, so when it is of B, and you do not have to find less than, more than, you have to just put A in the numerator. So basically you mean to ask A by B कितना है? So A by B 4 by 5 है. So you put A by B, no matter what the numbers are, they will always remain 4 by 5. So what is 4 by 5? If 1 by 5 is 20%, then 4 by 5 is 80%. A is 80% of B. Also, you can see here, when B is 100, A is 80. ऐसे ही तो होता है ना, जब आपके 100 में से 80 आते हैं, आप बोलते हो 80% मार्क्स आए. So when B is 100, A is 80. So what percent of B is A? 80%. Now what percent of A is B? Of A. So now A will be in the denominator and B in the numerator. Okay, so A in the denominator, B in the numerator. So if you put it, you will always get 5 by 4. तो 5 by 4 को जब आप परसेंट में कन्वर्ट करेंगे, what do you get? 125%. So I can write B is 125% of A. Okay. So rest assured that when a ratio is given, then almost all the percentage transactions that you can think of can be answered just by using that ratio. Agree? Nishchal, there was a need to draw the table because I wanted to explain to everybody, right? Maybe you could understand without even the table, but not everybody, right? That is why there was a need to draw the table. So when people have the numbers right in front of their eyes, so they can relate to it more. That was the only reason. Okay, fine. Third thing that we need to do. So we saw earlier that fractions are percentages. Fraction ही percent होता है. आपने देखा ना? It was 1 by 2, that was 50%. Not into 100 anything. So 1 by 2 is plain and simple, 50%. So 1 by 2 हम जानते हैं. So there is a need to understand and memorize a few famous popular fractions and their percentage counterparts. Okay, so you we know that 1 is 100%. We just saw, and this is the reason why we multiplied by 100% every time, because we can only multiply by 1. So we multiply by 100%. So this is an equation and you know that I am free to multiply or divide the entire equation by any non-zero number. So I am going to divide the equation by 2, and this makes it 50%, which is absolutely right. I am further going to half it, so it becomes 1 by 4, and this side becomes 25%. Further going to half it, 1 by 8 and 12.5%. Further going to half it, 16 and 6.25%. And this has no end. We can keep going, keep going, keep going, and there will be some value of the percent. Okay, so now just looking at this list, can you tell me how will you write 62.5% as a fraction? I mean, do not just remove percent and put 100 in the denominator. Don't do like that. Just look at these numbers. इनको देखकर बताइए. Do you find an easier replacement of 62.5%? Okay. So some people writing. So I just wanted you to see this 625 is written here. So only the decimal has been shifted. Instead of 6.25, 62.5. So how do you shift the decimal? 10 by 16. You multiply by 10, right? So what did you do? 6.25% was 1 by 16. So you multiplied both the sides by 10 and you got 62.5%. बस इतना करना था. All right. And obviously you could have always done, that is always convenient, that you can write this 62.5 upon 100, but then there would be a lot of simplification and all. I think 10 by 16 was the fastest method to get it. Okay, 10 by 16, or then you can write 5 by 8. चलिए एक और पूछता हूँ. 37.5%. Okay, so 37.5%, 375. These digits you could not see anywhere. Okay, now see one after another. Case number 1. And see this very, very patiently, okay? Every bit of this will make sense and is important and is uh, usable, useful. Okay, so 37.5%, you saw that if you add 25 and 12.5, you get 37.5%. So you want to add 25%. and 12.5%. It's just that you have to add two fractions, but the fractions are not very difficult, so आप easily कर पाओगे. So this makes 3/8. इससे भी आसान था, that you just found 62.5%. Okay, so 100 minus 62.5 is 37.5. That would have been an observation. तो ऐसे भी निकल सकता था, 100% is 1, 62.5 you just found out, 5/8. This also makes 3/8. Okay. Third, I always suggest whenever you get something like ending with 5 or zero point 0.5 or something, just multiply it by 1. Multiply the numerator and the denominator both by 2. You get 75% by 2. And 75% is convenient. 75% everybody knows. It's 3/4. So this way also you get 3/8. तो ऐसा रटना या याद करना, memorize करना, mug up करना, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं required है. All you need is observation, common sense and basic, very basic knowledge. Okay. Okay. So अभी बताइए. So this is 3/8. By the way, let me tell you, this is a very, very important number from data interpretation point of view also. So all these odd multiples of 12.5%. So 12.5% is 1/8. Then there is 37.5%. So 37.5% is 3/8. Okay. So अभी 62.5% हमने देखा. It is 5/8. Yes, so there was this so-called fourth method also. Had you realized that 5 into 12.5% also makes 62.5%? Sorry, we were at 37.5. Okay, so 3 into 12.5 also makes 37.5%. That also is an observation. You become a little better with numbers. You are able to observe these things. So 3 into 1/8, that also makes 3/8. Huh. And then there is 87.5%, the complement of 12.5. So that will be 7/8. तो ये numbers बहुत important हैं data interpretation point of view से. Every now and then you will see them happening in the questions, in the sets of calculation based DI. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you one more. What is 31.25%? Okay, so a lot of answers all correct except Bhaskar. I think there must be a silly error, Bhaskar. I'm sure you know the right answer. Okay, so 31.25, again you do not see the digits 3, 1, 2, 5, but there is a lot that you can do. You can think that 6 into 5 is 30, so maybe 6.25 into 5 will be 31.25. That would work. Or, I had told you that the moment you find something like this, you multiply divided by 2 and you get some familiar number, maybe 62.5% by 2, and you just did 62.5%. It is 5 by 8, so it is half into 5 by 8. That also gives you 5 by 16%. Sorry, no, not percent. My bad, sorry. So it is 5 by 16. 62.5% is 5 by 16. All right. ठीक है, तो ये तो हुई बात about just getting half and double. There are others also. So there is 1 by 3, which is 100 by 3%. You can write it as a mixed fraction, 33 whole number 1 by 3%. You can write it as a recurring decimal, 33.33%. This is the most popular, by the way. And you can also write it without percent, 0.3 bar. So bar means infinitely many threes after the decimal. Alright, so now that we have 1 by 3, we can find 1 by 6 also. That should be the half of this. So half of this is 50 by 3. Or you can write it as a mixed fraction, 16 whole number. Sorry. Yeah, right, why not? 16 whole number, 2 by 3. Or as a recurring decimal, 16.66%. Or how do you write it like this? 0.16 bar on 6. Only, not on 1. Okay, so 1 by 3 हमने देखा and we halved it, we got 1 by 6. I also want you to see that, see this 2 by 3. We just did 1 by 3, okay? 1 by 3 is 0.33. So 2 by 3 is 0.66. तो आप जहां चाहो वहां ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो. It's not that you have to mug up these values. So I'm just helping you memorize this. कहीं भी आप confuse होते हो, कुछ भी होता है, you have at all the places you have the evidences to just understand कि कहाँ गलत हो रहा है. What about 1 by 9? That's 1/3 of 1 by 3. It will be 100 by 9. 11 whole number, 1 by 9%, or 11.11%, or simply 0.1 bar. Okay, let me write it a little clearly. नहीं तो ये T लग रहा है. 0.1 bar. हाँ जी, ये 3 तो हो गए. 369. How about 1 by 12? That's half of 1 by 6. Even half of 1 by 6. 25 by 3%, or 8 point, sorry, first in mixed fraction, 8 whole number 1 by 3%. 1 by 3 आप अभी डिस्कस हुआ था हमारा. 1 by 3 is 0.333. So you can write 8.33%, or point, tell me this, 0.083. Bar is only on 3. Okay, there is a relation between 1 by 9, which we saw is 11.11%, and 1 by 11. So without even dividing or anything, we can express 1 by 11 as a percent. So you have to understand that 1 by 9 is a multiplication of 11 into 1.01 into percent. So multiplication of three things. Okay. So अगर 1 by a equal to b c d है, can't you write 1 by b as equal to acd? So 1 by 11 becomes 9 into 1.01%. So 9.09%. तो कितना आसान है. 1 by 9 is 11.11 and 1 by 11 is 9.09%. Just to memorize. Oh, this 0.083 bar. Oh, it's nothing. 8.3 बार था, परसेंट था, दिस थिंग. ओके, तो मैंने क्या किया, परसेंट हटा के और 100 नीचे लिख दिया. सो द डेसिमल नीड्स टू बी शिफ्टेड 2 places to the left. हमारे पास तो एक ही डिजिट है, so I had to put a 0, so it becomes 0.08 and the only recurring thing is 3, so 0.083 bar is only on 3. Oh, slowly, even slower you want. Okay, I was thinking that I was anyway very slow. Okay, so 11.11%. तो 11.11 को मैं ऐसे लिख सकता हूँ ना, 11 into, how do I make 11.11? 1.01 से मल्टीप्लाई हुआ होगा, not 1.1. okay, 1.1 into 11 or 11 into 11 makes 121, not 1111. जब आप कोई भी नंबर दो बार रिपीट करना चाहते हो, so actually you are making 39 into 101, not 11. okay, so here also we had 11 and another 11 which make point. So I just wrote it as 11 into 1.01 into percent. Yes, we can write into percent because percent is also a number. Percent is not just a fancy symbol. Percent means 1 by 100. Okay. So out of the three numbers, I swapped 11 and 9. So 11 came in the denominator and 9 came in the numerator. So 1 by 11 became 9.09. As simple as that. तो ये हम कर सकते हैं. I'm just telling you that you can just put percent aside, number in one place. Okay, Sarah, I would just tell you that it is okay. You will understand slowly and gradually. All you have to know is 1 by 3 is 33.33%. 1 by 6 is half of 1 by 3. So half of 33.33%. 1 by 9 is one third of 1 by 3. So one third of 33.33 and so on. आप बस ये याद रखो. So I understand that percentage is a concept which is very misconcepted among people. So it's okay. I do not take it otherwise. It's okay. I can go slower also. So it's good that you are being candid with me. You are writing your doubts very openly, candidly. I like that. Please be this way. Okay. Uh, so we know one by two, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5 रह गया. And that we know already. 1 by 5 we had discussed earlier, 20%. 1 by 6 is done. 1 by 7 is remaining. 7 actually is a prime number, no? It cannot be made by 3, 6 or 2 or 4. 7 का अलग चलता है. 7 देखिए क्या होता है. It is 14.28%. So याद करना आसान है. 7, 14, 28. Double. 7, 14, 28. 1 by 7 is 14.28%. And then we have 1 by 8, 1 by 9, 1 by 11, 1 by 12. एक 1/13 और रह गया, बहुत रेयरली यूज होता है फिर भी. 1/13 is 7.69%. You can take it almost 7.7%. Okay, चलिए. So you may want to take a screenshot of this page. Take a screenshot of this page or paste it in your paint or somewhere so that you can make good note of this later. अभी मैं आगे बढ़ता हूँ. I hope you have done that. Okay. So what is the utility of this? There are three major roles of this table. 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5, 1 by 6. पहला तो, if you are given any such, suppose you are given to find 28.56% of 742. This is a nightmarish calculation. Everybody would pick up their calculator to calculate this because this looks like a 4 digit into 3 digit multiplication. But now that you know, आपके पास 1/7 है. Is it connected with 1/7 in any way? Yes, in every way. So it is nothing but double of 1/7. So the moment you write it 2/7, magic happens and you see your answer coming straightforward out of nowhere. Okay? So एक तो utility ये है. So what is uh, what is 66.66% of 150 percent of 25% of say 1600. Okay, so what do? You just convert them into fractions. 66.66 is 2 by 3, 150 is 3 by 2, 25% is 1 by 4 into 1600. So actually a question was only this much, 25% of 3 by 1600, which is 400. Okay. Huh. Now sometimes you might not get exact value. So suppose you are given to find out 88.8% of 125 and you are strictly prohibited of doing any approximation. You have to find out the exact value. अब अगर आप अपना ये टेबल देखें, this one, so you do not find 88.88%, though you do have 11.11, which is 1 by 9. So 88.88% would be 8 by 9. That's true. But the thing is, this is 88.88888888%. Like यहाँ तो it's finished at 88.80. This is 88.80%. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है, can I do? See, I do not know this number, but incidentally I know this number. This is a good number. ये मेरी जानी पहचानी digits हैं. तो क्या मैं ऐसा कर सकता हूँ? I take 888 and write in place of 125 and take 125 and write in place of 888 and this becomes 12.5% and this is 1 by 8. तो ये आ रहा आपका exact answer without doing any approximation and the answer is 111. हाँ जी, जो मैंने अभी अभी किया उसमें जरूर डाउट आ रहे होंगे. I'm sure you guys are typing. So while you type, I must write what I did here is there is a principle which says A% of B is equal to B% of A. और क्यों ना हो, they both are AB by 100, right? They both are AB by 100. So you see for yourself. So what is 20% of 50? 10. What is 50% of 20? 10. I took some good numbers. You can take any numbers, any two numbers, and you can prove that A% of B is equal to B% of A. No, Apurv, it doesn't change the question because anyway you were supposed to multiply. Right now also you were multiplying. 12.5 कैसे हो गया अभिषेक? I just took 125 and placed it in instead of 8, 8 and 8. Decimal वहीं पे रह गया. अच्छा, आपको लग रहा होगा डेसिमल कैसे वहां रह गया? I should have taken the entire 88.8. Okay, so I wrote it as 888 by 10. ये लिखने की जरूरत नहीं थी एक्चुअली, इसलिए मैंने लिखा नहीं. of 125 अब तो कर सकता हूँ. I can take 125 here, keep 10 at its place, keep percent at its place. I'm just swapping 888 and 125. अब तो बना ना 12.5% of 888. Okay. All right. So guys, I'm going to write a question on this. So this is a question that once upon a time came in a very popular exam, global exam called GMAT. I hope it is readable. X is m percent of y, then in terms of m, y is what percent of x. मैं इसके ऑप्शंस भी लिख दूंगा थोड़ी देर में, but first you try out on your own. Okay, let me write the options for you. First is 1 by m, second is m by 100, third is 100 by m, and fourth is 10,000 by m. Okay, a lot of guys getting the right answer. Jasmeet, Shubham, Vriti, Kavichi, Padmanabh. No. Padmanabh, you got B option. No. And then, yeah, these guys only. Kavishi, yes, your answer is correct. But a lot of guys, in fact, majority of you gave wrong answer also, and that is the reason I gave this question. Okay, so you know what is to be done? Translate, just translate everything. जैसे कि पहली लाइन पकड़ते हैं, x is m% of y. So let us write x is m% of y. This is given to us. Also, let us translate this. Y is what percent of x. So I literally translated everything. So you have to leave question mark on one side and take everything else to the other side. 100y by x. Okay, so this question mark became 100y by x. Now this is a perfect answer, no problem. The only problem, this is not visible in the options. क्या करें? ऑप्शन में तो हर जगह m है, क्वेश्चन में भी लिखा था in terms of m. I found out in the terms of y and x. So इसी के लिए तो we were given the first डिब्बा. So can you find out the value of y by x from here? So you know y by x is 100 by m. Let's put it over here and you get question mark is equal to 100 into 100 by m. 10,000 by m. Okay. Tell me if you didn't understand anything. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Then tell me if A is 20% of B, I think I'm forgetting the question. Just a second. Okay. Yeah. So, what is 20% of A? In terms of B, you have to find. So, Nischal, y by x you got from the given equation. So, y by x is 100 by m. Just put in place of y by x, you can just write 100 by m. Correct, Pulkit? Correct, Gavichi? Okay. So, you know 20% of A की जगह आप लिख सकते हैं 20% percent of, in place of A you can write 20% of B. Okay, so just I replaced A with B because of this given thing. Okay, so you can write it like 1 by 5 of 1 by 5 of B, which is 1 by 25 of B, and you can also write it as 4% of B. एक ही बात है. Oh no, no, Sarah, no 400%. It's just 4%. Something by 25 is 4%. 4 times something is 400%. हाँ जी. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. Let me type it. बताइए. Availing a 20% discount, I paid rupees 1440 for a pair of jeans. What must be its MRP? Okay, so let me see your answers. Oh my god, different answers. 1152, 1728, 7200, 1800, 1600. Such a huge variety of answers. All right. So let's get the story straight. So there is an MRP, then there is a discount, and then there is a payable price. Okay. So can I write that M minus 20% of M would make 1440. So 4 by 5M is 1440. M becomes 5 by 4 into how much? 1800 it is. Majority was getting the right answer, but a lot of people got different answer also. Okay, I understand what some people must be doing. You were trying to add 20% to it, okay, and 20% of that is 288, and therefore you were getting the answer as 1728. Somebody did that. Okay, somebody must have subtracted 20% further from 1440. That I do not understand why, because it was already a discounted price. Maybe आप question ठीक से नहीं समझे. No, Apur, we cannot find 120% of 1440. Absolutely not. And that is one big reason why I have given this question. So please see this very, very carefully. You increase 100 by 25% to make it 125%. All right. But to get 100 back, would you decrease 125 by 25%? No. By what will you decrease? So you need to understand the concept of percent decrease and increase. So percent increase or decrease, they happen between two numbers. Okay, decrease और increase तो दो ही numbers के बीच में होता है. So percent increase is the difference between the two numbers over the smaller number, and percent decrease is the difference between two numbers over larger number. जरा इनको समझने की कोशिश करते हैं. Okay, so the numbers are 100 and 125. If you want to see the increase is of 25, and the smaller of the two numbers is 100. So it becomes 25%. If you want to see the decrease from 125 to 100, the difference over larger number. So 20%. Okay, so you understood two things. Between two fixed numbers or two numbers which are in a ratio, that also works. The percent increase and the percent decrease would never be same. Never ever be same unless it is zero from each side. बस zero पे same होगा. Otherwise, so if you increase something by 10%, you do not further decrease it by 10% to get back to the original value. Never. Are you getting it? So understand the percent increase decrease. अगर दो numbers हैं 4:5 के ratio में हैं, if you see the increase it is 25%, if you see the decrease it is 20%. ठीक है, और आप अगर ये दोनों fractions को देखेंगे, percent increase and percent decrease के, you would find that the numerator is same in both the fractions, but the denominator is different, right? The numerator is same, but the denominator is different. So how can the two be same? How can the two fractions be same? So how can percent increase ever be equal to percent decrease? कभी नहीं होगा ऐसा. Okay, तो फिर क्या होगा? We need to understand that. Okay, so remember the table, the sequence that we wrote. So one is 100%, half is 50%. This is the time that I told you, the second utility and a very big utility of this. So 1 by 4, sorry, what did I do? Sorry, blunder. And so on. Okay, so this is the list. So now you just saw that let me take a few ratios. So we took 4:5. Let me take 5:6. Let me also take 3:4. And let us see. So when you saw the increase, it was 25%. You saw the decrease, it was 20%. See these two, increase, decrease, isn't it? Okay. Similarly, in 5 to 6, so 5 to 6, what is the increase? 20%. Okay, difference over a smaller number, 1 by 5, 20%. What is the decrease? Difference over larger number, 16.66%. See these two? This is the increase, this is the decrease. हाँ निश्चल, मैं एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगा, उसी के लिए ये सब कर रहा हूँ. थोड़ा सा पेशेंटली देखिए प्लीज. जो मैं ये देख रहा हूँ ये क्वेश्चन से बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. प्लीज एक बार ध्यान दीजिए. Okay, in case of 3 to 4, the increase, difference by a smaller number 1 by 3, 33.33%, and the decrease 25%. Okay, so you saw these two where this was the increase and this was the decrease. तो आप क्या समझे? They are always two consecutive fractions. Okay, and the upper one is the increase, the lower one is the decrease. So decrease is always a smaller percentage as compared to the increase percentage. So between two fixed numbers, the percent increase and percent decrease are never same and they are bounded by this relationship. तो अगर increase 20% होगा तो decrease 16.66% होगा. Okay, so how does this help you? So if A is 16.66% more than B, You can directly write down without taking any, assuming any number 100, without writing any equation, any fraction, nothing. आप सीधे बोल सकते हो 16.66% किधर है, इधर है. So if this is the increase, more than मतलब increase, so the decrease would be just below value. So you will say B is 14.28% less than A. Take one more example. If X is 10% less than Y, 10% क्या होता है? 10% is 1 by 10. ठीक है? And this is the decrease. And decrease is the smaller value. So what is the increase? 1 by 9. What is 1 by 9? 11.11%. Okay. So you will say Y is 11.11% more than X. ओके, नाउ कमिंग बैक टू द क्वेश्चन. तो एक तो तरीका था कि आप वेरिएबल्स में करें, जैसा कि मैंने सॉल्व किया. सो आई टुक द एमआरपी एज एम, आई डिस्काउंटेड इट बाय 20%, तो 20% कर दिया. ये देखिए, so 20% is 1 by 5m, so m minus 1 by 5m. I just did not write one step. इतना मैं एक्सपेक्ट करता हूँ कि आप खुद कर लोगे. So I just did not write m minus m by 5 equal to 4 by 5. कम ऑन यार, ये तो मत करवाओ मुझसे, इतना तो आपको खुद करना चाहिए. ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ 4 by 5 केम. 4 by 5m is 1440, m became 1800. अब इसका दूसरा सॉल्यूशन क्या हो सकता था? So you know the, you understand the relation between MRP and payable price. So payable price is 20% less than MRP, and MRP is something that you don't know. Payable price is something that you know. So you can reverse the relation and write MRP must be 25% more than payable price. That is 1440 में 25% जोड़ना है. And this way you would have gotten 1800. This is also a method to solve this question. So I solved the question by two methods. Okay, the latter method that I did, ये वाला, converting the increase into decrease and decrease into increase thing, it's called PCG. शर्मा सर जब आपका क्लास लेंगे तो वो इसे PCG बोलेंगे. Okay, so in his book also he has mentioned this method as PCG. So percentage change graph or something like that. So you can convert increase percent into decrease percent and decrease percent into increase percent likewise. Alright guys, so I will continue this percentage change thing and the problem solving related to this in the next class also. There is a lot to tell you in terms of problem solving, the techniques to solve questions. So just stay tuned and wait for the next class, and I'll see you very soon. I hope you learned something from this, and the video will be uploaded tomorrow, and you can then refer from it whenever you wish to. Thanks for being a patient audience, and I enjoyed the session. I hope you too did, and thanks again. Keep learning. I'll see you next time. Good night.